Hello and welcome back to another edition on the King K Games channel. My name is Kaye. It is great to have you with us again. Today is still Train Sim World 6th day, and I'm eager to jump back into this. I think we will start on the Riviera Line in the class 150. Let's check out our options. We'll do a midday option. Exmouth to Paynton. Drive this passenger service from Dawlish Warren to Paynton. We'll change the custom weather. Add some light clouds. And here we go. Really hope that glitch gets fixed soon. Alright, so here we are. Just gonna turn on my safety systems. Hop back in the chair. Pass the key. And cursor. Forward. Knowledge to AWS. And opening the doors. They've got to fix these cameras. These cameras. Right, we have a departure of 12:25:30. I'm gonna close the doors now. And we are departing. We go. .5 miles to Dawlish. We are in the class 150. As we can now get up to 80. apply some more power. Full beans. This area is really cool. You can see why the selling point for this route was these red rocks. It's really cool to see. Every run I've done off of this area, it's really cool to see. Just gonna coast a little bit here. We're coming up on our first destination.
We are now approaching Dawlish. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and take care and stay down from the train.
This is Dawlish. The doors will be opening on the left. Please watch your step exiting the train.
This is Dawlish. This is the Great Western Railway service to Paynton. The next station is Tinmouth.
Doors are closing. And we haven't passed your faults. Fix the door. Doors, no. Okay. And departing. It's a cool shot. Next stop is Tinmouth. And in just over miles. Let's get those lights off. I don't know why they're on. Vigilance. Less than a mile to Entertainment. I'm not sure if that's how they actually sound, but to me, the brakes kind of sound like when you're on an airplane and you just touch down on the runway. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. As we get the announce coming up.
We are now approaching Tinmouth.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
This is Entertainment.
This is Tinmouth. This is the Great Western Railway service to Paignton. The next station is Newton Abbot.
And Paignton.
What is going on with these cameras? What happens next?
The next station is Newton Abbot. This is the Great Western Railway service to Paignton.
just over 4.5 miles to Newton Abbot. We are in the Class 150 on the Riviera Line, heading to Paynton. So who else has gotten Trains in World 6 today? And are you enjoying it? There's been a lot of bugs reported. I have a few of my own. They just can't seem to get it right on launch day. Just over 3 miles to Newton Abbot. I'm really liking the Morristown. Played in that Arrow 3 earlier. It's really cool. Leaving Hoboken. I don't think the Arrow actually goes to Penn Station, so I think you can only leave from Hoboken. Two miles to Newton Abbot, 2 miles. There's stuff here. Double yellows. Most likely the next signal is red.
We are now approaching Newton Abbot.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Let's see the yellow. Next signal should be just past the platform. So I'm just going to give it a little more power. And this is Newton Abbot. Watch your step exiting the train. Doors are opening on the right.
This is Newton Abbot. This is the Great Western Railway service to Paynton. The next station is Tor.
Torquay and Paynton.
Doors are closing.
The next train to arrive at platform 1
Next stop is Tor. like the way it hits those junctions. Power. Full beans. Just under 2 miles to tour. Coming up. I did not get a AWS warning, but I saw the warning board. One mile to tour. We are on the Riviera Line in a class 150 GWR livery. Downhill gradient of 1.3%. Approaching a 30.
This is Tor. This is the Great Western Railway service to Paynton. The next station is Torquay.
I have no idea what's going on with these cameras. Doors are closing. Next stop is Torquay.
We are now approaching Torquay.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and take care when stepping down from the train.
Temporal board of 35.
This is Torquay. This is the Great Western Railway service to Paynton. The next station is Paynton.
Doors are closing.
The next station is Paynton. This is the Great Western Railway service to Paynton.
2 miles to Painting. Our final destination. approaching that temporal restriction of 35. As we have a 1.2% gradient uphill. And now it's back downhill. And we are restricted at 35. And just like that, the restriction is over. But we are coming into Payton, and the speed limit will be 15 entering this platform, so I will not be adding any more power. Here comes the announcement. Is it me, or can you not hear the vigilance going off?
We are now approaching Payton.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
I cannot hear the AWS. All right, and we just got our signal. Platform 2. Diverging to the right here. Street level crossing. This is Paynton.
Hundred. Make service to Paynton. Calling at Paynton only.
And I guess we're back to these Sims just standing on the platforms again. Trying some more 5 all over. And that was the Riviera Line using the Class 150. Up back to the main menu. Let's hop into some fast service. This is gonna matter. 2, 3. We'll see what it looks like that way. Let's see what a little depot move looks like before we let the stallion out of the stable. It's a night move or early morning move. Pass the key in. Cursor into. Actually, play with some buttons first. We don't really need it. It's gonna be really quick, but. Reverser back on. Is this a cab light? Turn that shit off. Headlights. Wipers. Let's get this bad boy moving. On the PVC now. shot out like a rocket. Wipers aren't going fast enough. This is really hard to see. Maybe it's just me. It's funny, we're heading through a train wash and it's already raining, so as we approach our stop point. This really is a quiet cab. Usually when I play this on classic, it's pretty quiet as well. But that was fun, nice and quick. Let's return back to the timetable and get an actual run in. Midday, can't go wrong with midday, huh? Don't leave it on clear. Maybe the clouds are bad. It's a good start. Okay, let's turn on some safety systems. Vigilance, DSD. US, ATCS. And back in the chair. Master key. Cursor. Knowledge. Doors open. Doors are open. Headlights. One. That ice. It's cool how the DRA is to start off. I'm so used to classic, the DRAs are already on. Vigilance. Doors are closing. And departing. And announcements.
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to London Paddington. We'll be calling at Totnes, Newton Abbot, Exeter St David's, Tiverton Parkway, Taunton, Castle Carey, Westbury, Pewsey, Bedwin, Newbury, Reading, and London Paddington. The next station is Totnes.
All right, 20 miles to Totnes. As we get up to 25 here on a bright, clear day. As you get up to 55 here. Downhill gradient of 1.2 as we can now get up to 70, heading to Totnes. 19 miles to Totnes. And we have a temporary speed restriction board coming up as we drop to 60. We're clear for 80, but we are restricted on the 40. And right now I am on my PlayStation, whereas I've been playing on my computer for the longest for a Train Sim Classic. And I'm currently going back and forth with my controller and this keyboard. The keyboard just feels more natural to me because I've been on it for so long, so I'm still trying to adjust back to the controller for a little bit. Most likely I'll just click back to my keyboard. I also have a TSCX controller that I have not used yet, at least on video. And I have that to the side of me with all my other toys. Pretty big on my gadgets. But as we can get back up to 80, applying some power. But sometimes simpler is always easier, especially now that I'm streaming and I have to use two computers. There are so many other cables going along in the back of my computer that needs to be primary over any other thing. So possible inputs that are not necessary needs to be put on hold, which really sucks because I also have my butt kicker, which I can't plug in because, again, a lot of things are being plugged in. So right now I have to sacrifice all my extra toys for not even convenience, but just for the sake of having a good stream. You know, CPU usage is down, and I don't want to mess up the quality that I have to put out. So the toys are on hold, or at least for streaming. When I'm actually making a video, I don't need two computers for that, so I can actually have it for that. Hopefully one day I can actually do a video with a separate camera shooting my TSCX controller, which should be cool. I've seen other people using it. I would love to use mine. Got a 60 coming up. Just gonna turn the power handle off. With the 2.2 gradient up, it should bring us down significantly. Now I'll just add just a little bit of power, just so we don't drop too low. And there's a 60. 14 miles before we hit Totnes. Power handle off. As now we're heading downhill. Applying some more power. Just gonna hop out. $12 miles to Totnes. Dovetail, you have some work to do. There are bugs and things I need fixing. $10 miles to Tatis. Alright, so just to keep us up to date. Next stop is Taunton's. We will also be stopping at Newton Abbot and Exeter St. David's. That is all we are scheduled for on this service. Just under 9 miles. Tardiness. We are driving in the 800 series GWR livery. As we get passed by a Voyager. First AI service I've seen on this run so far. And that's one of the nitpick things that gets me about Train Sim World. On Train Sim Classic, I can adjust how much AI I see. There's no one wants to drive on a track by themselves. So, you know, I add plenty of AI. But when things are timed out to real timetables, you're pretty much going to be driving by yourself, which really bothers me. I love playing Train Sim World, but this is where Train Sim Classic comes in #1 for me. I'll still play Train Sim World, but the advantage of being able to add my own AI, not that you can't do it on Train Sim World, but the only issue is it's time consuming. That's time you're losing where you could have been playing something. And I love playing trains so much that do I really want to put AI on? Or would I rather just drive? Well, in this case, I'd rather just drive. Especially since this is day 1. And we're trying to figure out what this game has to offer. So far, I've found about 3 or 4 bugs or things that bothers me. Also, I'm playing on the PlayStation, whereas I play Train Sim Classic and even 5. I play 5 on the computer. I have it for the computer and the PlayStation. It's a different feel, even though I've played Train Sim 3, 4, and 5 on a PlayStation. It just feels different for me since I've been playing on the computer for the past, I would say, year. So now I'm trying to get used to playing on a PlayStation again. And this stretch of this route is kicking my ass with its gradients. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. You really have to keep your eye on it. But that's what driving is. You should be paying attention anyway. Five miles to Totnes. Four miles to Totnes. Three miles to Totnes. Just under 2 miles to our first destination. Got a 25 coming up. Want to slow braking. Should be another yellow warning. And we have a green. Heading to the left.
We are now approaching Totnes.
This is Totnes. Doors are opening on the left. It's a 9-car train using full platform.
This is Totnes.
Doors are closing. Next stop is Newton Abbot in just over 7 miles. I do like that the board updates. I'm not sure if the Azuma did that as well. It probably did. I really do wish they also included a sleeper on this route. That would have been cool to see, even if it is from just Payton to Exeter. It would have been cool to see. You do a night run, you can pass by a sleeper. I even asked that question when they did the stream yesterday. About the sleeper. Surprisingly, they answered about 3 or 4 of my questions on that stream. Usually I'll put a question up, I'll post a question, and it'll just get ignored. Yesterday I actually felt like they were reading the questions and said, "That's a good question." But regardless, I really do like this route. I've played it so much on Train Sim Classic. It's actually good to actually finally play it with some better graphics, even if it's not the whole route from Paddington. It just feels like at least a piece of it is getting done. Like, there's so much going on. I feel like Just Trains is trying to complete the West Coast Main Line. And if they do, I might as well just give them every single dollar of my paycheck. Because I like the West Coast Main Line anyway. It's my favorite main line. And the fact that we have almost close to full run West Coast Main Line. There's some key points missing in the Midlands area and the north, like from Carlisle up into Scotland. But we're getting there. I feel like Just Trains is focusing on a specific target. And they're just working on that West Coast Main Line and powering their way down. I'm really going to enjoy the 2 Birmingham routes. Hopefully I can play it after they fix all these damn bugs that I keep running into with this game so far. I mean, I know it's only day one, but if you're gonna rush to have people pay money for a brand new game when you could have just made add-ons from your, that was a glitch, from your previous existing games. These lights. From your previous existing games, then you're gonna have to deal with criticism. That's just how it is. People are spending money. You're gonna have to deal with the criticism. And I'm so used to playing on the computer and Train Sim Classic that I keep hitting the wrong buttons. But it's muscle memory, and these gradients aren't helping either. It's muscle memory that I have to get used to, that I haven't done in a while. So bear with me. I promise you I'm not new. It's just a little getting used to for me. As we approach a 60 miles per hour board, we're a long train, so it's going to take me a minute before I can kick in. And there it is. Back at a train that's cleared to 60. Not going up much, but gets you to your destination a little bit faster. 2 miles to Newton Abbot, 2 miles. These gradients are not helping me at all. I'm almost best leaving it 5 miles under. You would think I've never driven this route before. Voyager heading to Paynton. As we're a mile away from Newton Abbot.
We are now approaching Newton Abbot.
This is Newton Abbot. Doors will be opening on the left.
This is Newton Abbot. This is the Great Western Railway service to London Paddington.
Sign clear to closing doors. Right, 14 miles to Exeter. And we can now get up to 90. Board coming up. AWS warning. It's warning for the 60, but I did not see a board. without route knowledge, that definitely would have caught me. If I were driving HUDless. Our first 150. As we drive past the marina. This be a marina? This is such a cool area. I know they use this as their selling point for this line, but it really is a cool area. I noticed all of this the first time I've actually did this route. Not being British at all. Couldn't tell you how far London Bridge was from Big Ben when I first did this route. But after being there a couple times already and just playing this game, like I've grown to love this country, and I've adopted it as a second home. You know, I have friends out there. My daughter's going to school out there. I love the UK rail network. Like, there's so much about this place that I just feel like I would fit in so well. You know? And I've also gained some friends in the community from, you know, just doing videos and chatting with people on live streams and stuff like that, that I've really grown very close to this country. There's still a lot more I want to see in this country, but I am taking baby steps as far as seeing everything. Maybe I'll step out of my element and not stay in London, and having to travel to places like Manchester and Liverpool. Liverpool, by the way, being my favorite football club. I've been to Anfield. I love Anfield. I would love to try to get out to Newcastle. So I'm gonna keep trying to make my way north, eventually into Scotland, and that's definitely not on Train Sim Classic. And try to explore all I can. I'd love to find an affordable place to live out here that is a safe place, but not too expensive. I like Putney. I like the Fulham, Chelsea area. But I looked at the median income for that area, and I definitely can't afford it, especially with the conversion rate from dollars to pound. Like, I'm losing so much money with the conversion rate, so I would definitely have to find a really good job out there, I should say, before I decide to move. But we'll see. Maybe it'll be a retirement place for me. You know, it's a language I can speak. I understand the difference in the language. You know, being that it's British English as opposed to American English, there are some differences in how we say things. But I'm keeping it open. About 8.5 miles to Exeter. As we ride along the coast here. Looking forward to see everyone else's videos. I'm pretty sure all the major players are streaming today, or even this weekend. Expecting to see a video from 1010, Power Flower, Planes and Trains, all the people who actually do constant streaming. It's a very small community, so looking forward to see everyone else's videos or live streams. As we can now get up to 100 miles an hour. Almost seems like a waste. 6.5 miles to my final destination. I finally get to let loose. Not much bounce in the physics on this train. I don't think I've seen it very bouncy. Whereas I did this run in the 150 earlier and it was all over the place. And the brakes on that 150 are just horrible. I don't think it's something I could ever get used to. Also, I had issues trying to find the AWS and fuse. So I did my whole run without my safety systems on, which felt really weird. I wound up doing my own AWS pings by myself every time I crossed over the magnet, just so I can feel a little bit normal. Bing. Don't judge me. But we are just under 4 miles to Exeter St. David's. A cool thing about this line, and I don't just mean the Riviera Line, I mean heading down to Penzance. One of my favorite bridges. I wish they went as far as Saltash, because I really do love that bridge. I believe it's the Brunel Bridge. Single track, but it's really aesthetically pleasing to me. I really do like that bridge. I know not a lot of people would say something like that, but I really do like that bridge. Just past Exeter St. Thomas. I'm gonna actually start coming down. I should have been coming down actually. .45 coming up. As I go back and forth using the controller and the keyboard. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but for those AWS magnets, if I hit the Q on my keyboard, 3 things pop up because I have things attached to it, as you can see right there.
We are now approaching Exeter St. David's.
And I'm applying power because on a controller and I'm not used to it. Alright, so I'm coming down now. As we approach Exeter St. David's. Back on the keyboard. That's what I'm comfortable with right now. Stopping at the 9-10 car marker, if there is one. and noticing the differences in classic and world. I don't think that building to the left is
This
in
is
classic.
Exeter St. David's.
Doors are opening on the left.
This is the Great Western Railway service to London Paddington.
Gonna pop the DRA on. This is a red light. And that will do it. Okay, so that was fun. It was very fun. Only 3 stops, but still took about an hour. As you can see, all my speeding errors. Trying to traverse the gradients that kept going up and down, up and down, up and down. But it is what it is. And that will actually wrap it up for this Traversing the Train SimWorld 6 day. I hope you enjoyed them. Catch me Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch for a live stream. If not, you can always catch the re-air right here on this YouTube channel, Kaye Games. You can also find me in Discord, Kaye Games. On Twitter, X, Kaye Games. Or whatever social media platforms you decide to look for me on, I'm there. But that will wrap it up for us tonight. Hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you guys later.